My process starts with drawing, and I do a lot of small sketches until I'm happy with the way something is composed, and then I do a scale drawing, so full-size drawing. Many years ago I saw an abandoned car that was almost covered in vines, so it looked like it was becoming a plant, and I found that very inspiring, that the plants could sort of reclaim this thing. It got me thinking about hybrid creatures and hybrids that are part plant, part machine and part animal. Often if I'm putting a creature on top of a car, there's some kind of triumph of nature over industry happening there as well. If you make anything like a lumpy potato thing and stick four wheels on it, it's a very sort of simple way of bringing in all this extra meaning and talking about industry, talking about what cars are in society. I often have made these sort of autoganic vehicles where there's an organic form which is then kind of evolving into being a machine. It's a very simple mechanism to put four wheels on something, and then suddenly all this stuff is going on conceptually. Historically, glass has been used to make eyes because it's something that you can make a fairly compelling, fairly believable eye with this material. I'm surprised at how effective they are and how they change an object so kind of miraculously from being dead to being alive, I suppose. I kind of feel like in some ways the more eyes, the better. I like blowing glass, and one of the processes that I enjoy is making twisted cane in a sort of Venetian style, and this is a process which has been popularised in places apart from Venice and taught by Venetian masters. It is satisfying to get it right, and I also feel like it adds a lot of kind of depth. There is a reference to the history of the material and the history of the process. It's a little bit disbelief that that much detail can be incorporated by a person, and it's a trick, of course, because the patterns are laid up on a larger scale and then they're stretched, but it looks like it's sort of impossible for a person to have made that stuff. You know, historically twisted cane has been used to make sort of symmetrical vessels, and it hasn't been used so much for sculptural or figurative kind of or narrative sort of stuff, and so I think that that is an interesting sort of crossover. My very long relationship with Jam Factory is really crucial to me building up the breadth of techniques that it's taken to be able to make this kind of work. I have worked on hundreds of commissions over the years where I have to make things that I wouldn't have thought of myself, and that has taught me how to think, how will I make this